Morning, Dan. How are you?
I'm very well, Pip. How are you?
Yeah, very good, thanks. It's really nice to be joined by you today to talk a bit about your business. So you've been a member in various different capacities over the years, but this is a new venture for you. So talk to us a bit about Visiting Angels, when it got set up and how you're going so far.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, I've been involved in the association sort of on and off in different capacities for getting on for 15 years now. So Visiting Angels, newish to the UK. We've been in the UK for 3 years, but internationally very well established. So we're in 5 countries. We've got just over 700 franchisees now across the world. And I guess for me, the reason I brought it to the UK is I could see that there was something missing in home care in the UK. Lots of people talking about the care that they deliver and how they're going to make that care happen. Very few people focusing on the people that deliver that care. So we could see there was a space for an organisation who made the caregivers the most important people in the business. So we call that being carer-centric. That's our vision for the UK. Our mission statement is to become the UK care sector's employer of choice by 2022. So most of that mission is about trying to change society's perception about carers. To make people value carers more. And we've had a pretty good 3 years in truth. So the first thing I did when I brought the business to the UK was to start one myself. I'm kind of old school when it comes to franchising. I want to be able to help a franchisee because I've actually done it myself, not because I've read about it or learned it somewhere, you know. So I set an office up in South Yorkshire, which is where I live. And, you know, it's home for me, which is really nice. But it's also the 3rd poorest county in the UK. So I took a view, if I could make a private duty care service work in the 3rd poorest county in the UK, it's probably going to work pretty much everywhere else. And it's gone really well. So the original office we started in November 2017. We took the office space, got registered with the Care Quality Commission in January 2018. Got our first client, a lady called Dorothy, on the end of January 2018. And we've gone from there to, at the moment, we're delivering 2,000 hours of care and support a week. We've gone from no staff to 102 care staff in a little bit over 3 years. And we're doing a pretty good job in Sheffield of being South Yorkshire's employer of choice. But if we're going to be the UK's employer of choice, what we needed to do was to roll this out across the country as well, which is why we turned to franchising in late 2018 and started talking to people to become franchisees. And very happy to say that in the couple of years since we started talking about franchising, we've actually now got 15 franchised offices which are either live or going live. So everybody else, it would appear, is also recognising that the way we do things being slightly different is a good thing to do. So yeah, we've had a good 3 years with it.
Brilliant. So, well, the last 9 months has obviously been tough for a lot of franchise businesses, but we've seen an uplift for the home care sector. What's that look like for you, and how have you supported your franchisees, especially because they're kind of early days franchisees?
Yeah, and I've got an immense amount of pride for the way that the business has tackled the pandemic. Principally the caregivers. The caregivers have given so much of themselves, and we celebrate caregivers in the business. So it's obviously, from my point of view, really important that we recognise the hard work that they put into it. And on the one hand, I've got to say that when we were all stood on our doorsteps in the early lockdown, sort of banging pots and pans and clapping for carers, I was very happy that the rest of the country had eventually joined a party that we've been at for some time, you know, because we've been sort of saying this since we started. You know, we wanted people to recognise carers as being the awesome people that they are, you know. So society caught up with us, which was good. And then what happened was everybody went back to work and stopped clapping and put their pans away. And we've carried on sort of fighting the fight in that respect. So operationally, it's been challenging. You know, I got into the home care sector because I wanted to help people to live well. And in a lot of instances over the course of the last 3 years, we've been helping people to support them through ill health in a way that I wouldn't have expected us to do that. There is colossal pressure on the NHS, and what's happening as a result of that is that some more serious conditions are being pushed further down the chain in the NHS. So the work that used to be done by doctors is now being done by community nursing teams, and the work that used to be done by community nursing teams is now being pushed onto social care workers. So I guess, you know, there have been lots of highs and lows in the last 9 months. I get quite angry sometimes with politicians, you know, when people say that care staff are unskilled. You know, that speaks to me of a lack of knowledge of the work that my teams do on a daily basis. So it's been nice to see care staff recognised for the important difference they make. I guess from a commercial perspective, it's been terrific to be in a sector that people need more of what we do because of the pandemic, not less. We've boomed really through what's happened with COVID-19. As far as the franchisees are concerned, you know, we've had to change some of the ways that we work, but again, they are finding in their local areas that there is huge demand for the service that they provide. In fact, I was talking to one of our franchisees only yesterday, actually. They're based in sort of East Staffordshire, which again is a semi-rural location and not one of the wealthiest parts of the UK, but they've been going for a little bit over 4 months now, and they're about 50% ahead of where they hope to be in terms of their targets. So that again speaks to the fact that society needs what we're doing, so that's pretty good. But I think the thing I'm most proud about is that the business model that we operate, this sort of carer-centric business model that looks after care staff, that delivers a really unique thing for a home care, low staff turnover. So in most home care providers, staff turnover is 50%. So half the people working there tend to leave. And in our business in Sheffield, it's less than 10%. Now, what that's resulted in is the teams who support my clients and who support my franchisees' clients are smaller teams. So instead of 5-6 carers going in, we've got 2 or 3. And fewer people is a reduced infection risk. So when it comes to transmission of COVID-19, we've been very resilient in respect of dealing with the pandemic. So yeah, I guess, if I wanted to be sort of smug about it, I could say that, the business models kind of was designed to work this. It wasn't designed to work this way at all. We've had to pivot in the same way as every business has had to pivot, but we've been really fortunate that doing the right thing for care staff has ended up meaning that we're doing the right thing for the clients that we support as well.
That's brilliant. Lots to be proud of there. What are your plans for the next, let's say, 2 years? Big goals.
Okay, well, I mean, I think the first thing, and I'm sure you'd agree with me on this one, because you and I have been dealing with franchisees, talking to franchisees, working with franchisors for between probably 40 years. So I want a bit of normal. That's what I'd like. I just like a little bit of normal, please.
That would be nice.
Some uncertainty around Brexit, which again, from my perspective, the business is designed because of that uncertainty around Brexit. If there's a reduction in European care staff coming to the UK, it means there's a shortage of care staff. So our business model is about having staff to supply services to clients when some of our competitors might struggle, right? So we've had Brexit, then we've had a pandemic. Just a bit of normal would be nice. A bit of people recognising that the industry that we're in is very resilient, I guess, which makes it an attraction for potential franchisees. But also that the nicest thing about what we do as a home care provider is we get a chance to make a difference as well. So we're making a difference to people's lives, and it's okay to make a profit if you're making a difference. It really is. So I think we're looking forward to maybe in the next 8 to 10 months things starting to move back to normal in terms of franchise recruitment. I'm a person basically. I'm a hugger, Pip. So it's for me to do this stuff digitally. So for us to run regional meetings and for us to run conferences and training events with our franchisees down Zoom connections, I'd rather be in the room with people. I'd rather have people networking face to face. So the sooner we can get back to face-to-face meetings to support our franchisees, the better, in my view. We do 3 or 4 of those a year, and we've been doing them digitally, but it's just not the same as standing and having a chat.
No, I agree with that.
So looking forward to that, looking forward to getting back to franchise exhibitions, because they are a really good way of people talking to many franchisors in one place. And I think you only really measure whether the franchise opportunity you're considering is a good one by benchmarking franchisors against each other.
Yeah.
Stuff in isolation, it sounds great, but it only sounds great because you've not spoken to the next guy yet, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So again, getting back to franchise shows would be a good thing to have happen as well. And I suppose, from my perspective, I've got a mission statement which caps out at the end of 2022. So I'm hoping that by the end of 2022, we have become the UK care sector's employer of choice. I expect, in terms of the growth that we've had in the last 2 years, that we're probably going to be at between 35 and 40 franchisees by the end of 2022. And that's going to put us in a pretty strong position in terms of the UK market. But yeah, a bit of normal, I guess, in answer to your question.
Can't wait for that too. Dan, it's been really nice talking to you today. We look forward to meeting face to face again and to seeing your growth and supporting you on that journey. Thanks for your time.
Thank you ever so much, guys. Stay safe, yeah.
You too.